Well, what a shock to the system for central areas of Europe. While we've seen upper 20s, low 30s in the last couple of days, snow temperatures struggling to get above the freezing mark. Thanks for clicking on to the Tuesday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. For what date is it? The 16th of April. We've surpassed the halfway point of April. Heat has been the dominant story across many areas of Europe so far this month, with the exceptions of the UK and Ireland, where rainfall has been the story and has continued to be the story for many weeks, even months gone by. This is the temperature anomaly for the first 16 days of the month across Europe. You can see warmer than average with a bit of a blowtorch. A little bit reluctant to say the word blowtorch because some people get upset, but this month is running incredibly warmer compared to average. But what a shock to the system we've got. This is the CFSV2 for the upcoming 7-day period. So where we've seen the core of warmest compared to average, we're actually seeing coldest compared to average in the upcoming 7-day period. The following 7-day period looks like this here. The core of coldest compared to average shifts towards the UK, Ireland, and western fringes of Europe. And then even the following week takes us to the 30th and into the first week of May, still below average. Now, remember just a couple of days ago, I showed you the very same model and it did not see any cold air. This is the problem sometimes with these models. It can go back and forward. One model agrees with one and then it disagrees with another. And the GFS ensemble had this cold theme towards the second half of the month. CFSV2 is a little bit late to the party, but it has now joined in with the cold theme. And like I say, this is quite a shock to the system because what we did see was temperatures of 31 degrees Celsius, record breaking warmth. This is off the Meteo Info Slovenia Facebook page. And just a couple of days ago, we had temperatures as high as 31.8 Celsius, which is midsummer level warmth, even in this region of the continent, which does experience a continental climate, generally cool winters and warm to hot summers. This, incidentally, was the scene in Slovenia in the last several hours, even down to low levels accumulating snow. Pretty amazing, actually, given what we've seen just back at the weekend. Even yesterday, we've seen incredible warm temperatures across this region of Europe. And, this does happen now and again where we get these very potent cold fronts that move through and see, basically going from summer to back to winter in the space of just a few hours. So, yeah, lots of things going on. Remember back at the weekend, the global weather report live stream on Sunday. You can look at that back if you happen to miss the live stream back last Sunday. You can check that out. There is a link in the description below today's video, which takes you there if you want to have a look at that. But yeah, some very impressive swings going on across Europe at the moment here. This is Milik's Twitter page showing that this was a tweet by 4 hours ago showing that the temperatures in northern Serbia at 12:40 in the early afternoon was seen a temperature of 29 Celsius. Towards the Croatia, Slovenia area, Hungary, and even Austria, we had temperatures just a few degrees above freezing. So a very, very marked contrast between summer and winter within the space of maybe a few hundred miles as that front continues to track east, south, eastwards here. Looking more at some of his tweets here, this is an interesting one here from an hour ago. Significant temperature difference over northern Serbia at the moment. Well, we've got 28.5 Celsius to the south of the front, only a temperature of 7.5 behind the front. So that is a very, very significant contrast in such a short space of time. And the snow is not necessarily confined just to Slovenia. We've got other areas, parts of Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, seeing equally a significant drop. Another tweet here: the temperature dropped over 10 Celsius in 1 hour and in 24 hours there was a difference of over 20 Celsius in Bosnia Herzegovina and in Croatia. So yeah, very impressive stuff going on in central areas of Europe at the moment here. If we look at the current temperatures, you can see here how they're looking across Europe. So we're cleaning out the air mass across Central Europe. As you can see, this is the time of recording around 4:15 in the afternoon UK time. We've got the summer-like warmth across southern Spain and Portugal. As you can see, across the Balkans, we're starting to shrink that area of record warmth. It's now getting forced further and further southeast and has been replaced by much fresher conditions across Central Europe here. And that theme, as I showed you in the CFSV2 model a second ago, will continue for probably the rest of this month in some areas. This is the current visible satellite imagery, so we do have areas of sunshine across the UK at the moment here, but with a northwesterly airstream, we are feeling below average temperatures compared to what we've seen back at the end of last week and beginning of the weekend. Of course, low 20s in southeastern England. We're only going to see 11, 12 Celsius at best across the southeast over the next few days. This is the current radar of weather online. You can see plenty of showers getting driven in on that northwesterly airflow. We've got some showers down through the Midlands into the southeast across the south of the UK. Some longer spells of rain. We've got an area of low pressure just to the east of the UK at the moment that is continuing to feed this convective shower activity. So we've got the strong incoming solar radiation, but we've got some fairly cold air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. That creates that convective lift in the atmosphere to deliver and produce these rather lively showers as they get driven southwards. So this is the current overview chart here of the latest GFS run here. So if I can get to the right chart, it certainly would help. We'll look at the snow prospects in just a second. So there's that area of low pressure at the moment here, just to the east of the UK. Area of high pressure, now well out over the central North Atlantic. Northwesterly airflow. If we look at the 850 temperature chart here, you can see the air mass that we're dealing with here. So not overly exceptional cold, but cold compared to average nonetheless here. And there's the chillier air getting driven southeastwards across Central Europe, bringing that big drop in temperature and pushing out the record-breaking warmth. Notice here that we've got a loop of even colder air seen by the GFS as we move into the early portions of Tuesday. We're going to maintain this northwesterly airflow. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm not going to start the video all over again. I'm far too deep in the video to cut that now. Sorry about that. Do apologise. So we're going to maintain this northwesterly airflow through the next couple of days. Have I got another sneeze to come? No. That would, if I was doing blooper videos, that would certainly be one of them. Anyway, so we're going to maintain this flow. We've got embedded. Sorry. Right. Get your act together, Marky boy. You ever get like a tickle in your nose and you feel as if you're going to sneeze all the time? Whew. Anyway, northwesterly airflow embedded. There we go. Hopefully, is that going to clear it now? Yes, hopefully. Anywho, northwesterly airflow, as I've said for about 3 or 4 times in a row now, I'm getting my act back together again. We are going to see the showers continuing, but that area of high pressure that is centered over the North Atlantic, that is going to start to trundle its way east and start to cap off the atmosphere a little bit, settle things down, and we should start to dry things out as we move towards the upcoming weekend here. So we continue to play through this loop. You can see that cold air getting driven south. We've got little embedded features running that northerly airflow that is going to enhance the shower activity, possibly generate longer spells of rain as we move tomorrow and into, well, this is actually today. I do apologise. We are going to see further features running that northerly airflow as we move towards the latter half of the weekend and into early next week here. There's that area of high pressure now starting to move in. Shuts down the northerly airflow, if you notice here, but with high pressure, we're going to see the potential of chillier nights and fairly mild days, because if we get enough sunshine this time of the year, that sun generates enough heat to allow the temperatures to rise. But equally, clear skies, light winds, albeit that the nights are becoming increasingly short, you can still get frosty conditions, especially away from towns and cities. Notice here that the core of the cold is now centered over Europe, hence why the core of coldest conditions over the next 7 days is going to be centered over Central Europe. Wow, that was a slightly embarrassing moment, I must say. I've not had that in quite a long time. I'm sure you'll get a pretty good giggle out of that when you watch this video back. Let's have a look at snow prospects here across Europe. And you can see here that we do have some snow over higher elevations of Scotland over the next few days here. But we are also going to equally see snow sporadically spread across some areas of Central Europe as we progress through the remainder of this week here. Parts of France, through the Alps, parts of high elevations, Italy, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Slovenia, into the Balkan region, into parts of Romania as well. As that cold continues to march south and southeast across the continent, we're going to spread that snow area quite widely, I think, here in some mainly high elevation areas, but even low level areas, we could see some snow. And this is a reasonable shot of cold, more so given how warm it's been as opposed to, an outstandingly cold spell towards the end of April. We've seen that in the past. This isn't overly unusual. I think it's the shock to the system that is going to be the most noteworthy aspect to this. So these, like I said, these are the current temperatures across Europe at the moment here. Looking at the UK specifically, and you can see that we've got the chilly numbers across the north here, below average conditions, into the low teens across the central belt. And as you progress south, we've got a mixture of upper single figures to low teens, and even a couple of areas where we're seeing 15, 16 Celsius, thanks to incoming solar radiation warming up the atmosphere here. So yeah, interesting times to come. I do encourage you to like the video, let YouTube and myself know that you're enjoying the content here. If you're new to the channel, hope you're enjoying the content as well. And if you're a regular viewer, equally, I hope you're enjoying what I'm delivering here on Marfogan Weather on YouTube. We're going to have the ideas for the Atlantic hurricane season. We're going to have further ideas with regards to summer coming up in the days to come as well. So stick around for that also. Like, share, and subscribe on today's content, and I'll see you again hopefully tomorrow with more. Bye for now.